Expect on a day skipper course. Typically you've all done an RYA competent crew course, and you've probably done your RYA Day Skipper theory course as well. We've got 5 days to turn you from competent crew to a day skipper, so it's a pretty intensive week. You'll start off most mornings having done your safety brief on the first morning with a little bit of theory. So we'll go through things like course to steer. We'll go through things like estimated position. We'll go through things like secondary ports, tidal calculations, etc., etc. You learn how to passage plan. So that'll typically be what you do each morning. Different parts of the theoretical course we'll go over again to make sure that you are up to speed on all those elements. We'll then go out and practice them. And we'll get you into the groove of actually skippering the boat. Not straight away. We'll get you comfortable with the boat first of all. We'll get you practicing some of those theoretical points which we've just discussed, like plotting a course to steer for real, working out an estimated position for real, practicing man overboard, under sail and under power, picking up moorings under sail, under power, etc., etc. And then towards the end of the week, we'll be actually looking to you to skipper and instruct the boat. So I'll say to you, okay, Robin, or whatever the name happens to be, or Sheila, you're in charge, and I will sit back and assess you, or my instructors and skippers will, and assess you for a good sort of 45 minutes to an hour to see how you have honed what we've taught you and how you behave as a skipper. I'm not going to guarantee that at the end of the 5 days we're going to pass you, but I can say we will give it the best shot. And if you give it your utmost, there's a good chance that you will pass. In some instances, we might feel that your helming's a bit weak, or you've got other areas which you haven't quite understood, like wind awareness or something like that. We might say, well, you need to come back for a day or a couple of days just to sharpen up on those particular skills. But if you pass, it's an important pass, and work on the basis that you will pass. Because at that point, of course, you can skipper and charter a boat pretty much anywhere in the world. So it's an important qualification to get, and one which, having passed, you should feel very proud of yourself for having achieved. As you know, part of the course involves a night sail, so in the winter that's going to be an early start and a reasonably early finish, but typically we try and do 4 hours in order to comply with the course regs. You'll drop anchor, who knows where it could be. It could be Osborne Bay, it could be Tottenham Bay, it could be over near Poole. But wherever we drop anchor, we'll have dinner on board, there'll be a safety brief, and then you'll set sail for the evening and have a go at skippering the boat on passage at night, which is really good fun. In many ways, actually, it's easier than skippering the boat during the day, because the lights have their characteristics and they're very easy to identify as long as you know what you're looking for. In the evenings, when we're not doing the night sail, you will be doing more theory, so we can make sure that you really are up to speed on, again, your secondary ports, your course to steer, your estimated positions, etc., etc. And the important thing is that we know that you've understood. You've already done the theory, but we quite often find that people need to revisit their theory and do it again. We'll also let you have a go at passage planning and making pilotage notes into various different ports and harbours, etc. So it is a fairly intensive week, but you know, we have an awful lot of fun. And in the evenings when we're not doing shore-based, having done the theory, we will go ashore. Typically we always go into a marina, so you can have a hot shower, and we go ashore and have dinner at a pub, or whatever people want to do. If you want to go off on your own, that's up to you, but typically we tend to stay together and have a fun dinner. And I find that most people want to get back on the boat for an early night's sleep, because you know, typically we're kicking off at 7:30 in the morning, we have showers, etc., and then breakfast will start around about sort of 8 o'clock, and I like to get things cleared away and ready for us to start work at 9 o'clock sharp, because there's an awful lot to get into the week. Okay, that'll do.